So the best thing any credit holder can do is to pay down their balance, or basically pay it off.
I know it is a blessing, yeah. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man.
Hey guys, Chrisjemar here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please do me a quick favor and just go down to the bottom, hit the subscribe button so you can get all my notifications when I post new videos. The goal of this channel is to help you develop better money habits and also just provide information to you so that you can build your best financial future. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the best move that you can make in order to improve your credit score from good to great. So the best thing any credit holder can do is to pay down their balance, or basically pay it off. Obviously, not carrying a credit balance is something you want to avoid, but not a lot of people can afford that when they do get into like situations where they have to take out debt. So there are some other alternative things you can do to actually improve your credit score until you get to the point where you can pay down your balance that's super low, or you can actually pay it off completely. Some of these include: 1, pay your bills on time. And a big part of this is making sure you set up automatic payments. And with automatic payments, what you really accomplish is, I guess you do get to pay your minimum balance. Sometimes you can pay a little bit more, which is always advised, but you also avoid late fees and penalties, which a lot of people get trapped in those. So I really harp on setting up automatic payments and just get into the habit of chipping away at that debt over time. In my previous video, which I'm going to link right here, remember 35% of your credit score is attributable to your credit or your payment history. So your credit score is really about how you manage your debt, and not really about how much money you make or how much money you have. It's really about how you manage the number of like credit accounts you have and open accounts that you have. Because like I mentioned, not everyone can afford to pay off their debt or pay down their debt to a really low balance. So setting up automatic payments is definitely something I advise anyone to look into. Okay, what else can you do? We can really impact the second factor, which is the credit utilization ratio. Again, it is recommended that you keep this below 30%. So your credit utilization is the amount of revolving credit that you're currently using over the total amount of revolving credit you have available. Putting this into numbers, again, if you have a credit card with a $10,000 limit and you have charges of $3,000, that is $3,000 what you've used of what's available over $10,000, which is what you have totally available, and that gives you a 30% credit utilization ratio. So what is recommended is that you keep your utilization below 30%, or if you can get it lower, that is best. So now there's also a timing issue, and so a lot of people do pay their bills on time, but if you pay your bills after the statement is generated, and say you have a utilization ratio of 80% before your statement, then that will really impact your score. And so you want to really find out from your bank when your statement is generated, or when you can make your payments, which is probably best to make your payment during the month before your statement is generated. Again, because the timing will matter and your utilization may look different at a different point of the month. So one thing I would say, touch base with your bank to figure out when your statement is generated. Depending on when your statement is generated, make your payments before then so that your utilization ratio can be low before that information gets passed on to these credit reporting agencies. Very important. So I want to take some time here to kind of talk about what FICO scores mean in like layman's terms, and I guess how people or how lenders kind of see you. So again, your FICO score is in a range of 300 to 850, and so I'm gonna break this down a little bit. So if you're within a certain range, here's what you can think of yourself as, or here's what a lender will think of you as. If you're below 580, you're gonna be considered in the poor range, and so this demonstrates to the lender that you're a risky borrower. Next, if you're within the range of 580 to 669, many lenders will typically approve loans with this score. And just to point out, the lower your score, you may get a higher interest rate again. So that's why you want to improve your credit score, because in the end you will save long-term on loans, interest rates. Lower interest rates just means you have to pay less money back, and so that's why you really want to work on getting a higher credit score over time. Next, if you are in the 670 to the 739 range, most lenders consider this a good score, so you will get good rates at this point. After that, we have the 740 to 799, and this demonstrates to the lenders that you are a very dependable borrower. And as you can see, as it gets higher, it's lenders trust you more, they consider you less risky, and so your loans will get approved more quickly and you will get better rates. And then last, anything over 800, which is where we consider a great score, this demonstrates to any lender that you're an exceptional borrower. So at this point, you're probably paying your bills on time, you're probably paying off your debts, probably not keeping a lot of revolving credit, and if you are, you just manage it well. Again, you're probably paying it off every month, and you probably have a long credit history, a good credit mix, all the factors that we've talked about so far, and again in my last video. So yep. Okay, so I'm almost through with all the small alternative actions you can do. And so to wrap up, the last thing you can really do is to play a credit score defense. And there are a number of things you can do within this category. Number one, you can really monitor your credit score, your credit report for errors. The Federal Trade Commission actually reports that about 1 in 5 Americans have some type of error in their report. I know traditionally getting a credit report will cost you, but as of late, companies like Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, they've been offering at least one free report a year, and I know that's changed where you can probably get that more frequently. I typically monitor my credit with Experian. I know Experian has a credit where you can lock your credit file, and so you don't get like unnotarized pulls, and so if you do apply for a loan, you have to kind of unlock it first before the lender can look at it. And so those type of actions kind of help you to protect your credit score. You protect against errors, and again, playing that kind of defense mode just keeps you in this safe sense and always keeps you kind of aware of what's going on with your credit report. Next, so you want to also spend on cards that you haven't used in a while. So I know a few people have multiple cards. Sometimes you just get a card with a better rate, or you get a card with a better limit. But if you do have a card where you've had for a while, card issuers or lenders can sometimes either reduce your limit or close that card without you knowing. I'm not sure how often this happens right now, but again, it's about playing defense. So you want to monitor that, you want to keep a track of that, make minor purchases and just pay it off right away. Because again, it's the 5 factors that make the pie make the total score up. And so say you had a card that you had for a long period of time, you stopped using it because you got a better offer. If the issuer, the lender, closed that card because you had it for such a long time, now the length of your credit history would be impacted, and by extension your credit score could be hurt. And so you just don't want that to happen. So keep track of that, make minor purchases on some of your cards if you have multiple, but again, it's all about playing credit score defense. Okay, and last but not least is to become an authorized user on someone else's card. So this probably applies to a young adult or someone with like a thin file where they haven't really had experience at managing credit, or just they don't have a good enough background where they could get access to credit right away. And so by a halo effect, having someone put them on their card can help them to build that credit so they can eventually get their credit on their own, but it also helps them to build some type of a credit history in the meanwhile. Also, if this person that is the main holder manages their credit well, then you also benefit from that and your credit file will look good. So just something to consider. Alright guys, so we've come to the end of the video, and as you can tell, the best thing any credit holder can do is to pay their debts off or pay their debts down low and to manage their credit mix extremely well. If you can't do that, obviously I've mentioned a few little things you can do to really manage your debt in the best possible way. If you found anything valuable in this video, guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to come check this out. This is the second video I've done on credit scores. Again, my first video is gonna be right here. And again, guys, if there's anything I've left out, or there's anything I haven't covered, or there's anything you really want to know more about or ask more questions about, please leave a comment below. I'll be sure to capture it in another video. But yeah, guys, if you found any value in what I've said today, please share it with a friend. Please comment below what you think. I know I'm considering doing a hard pulls versus soft pulls and what that means and how it impacts your credit scores. And so if there's just anything else that you guys want me to talk about, please let me know. If you come along this for, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.